The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms has one mission: to protect people in America from violent crime. Well, the ATF says that's getting tougher since thousands of people are shot and killed by criminals every year. The national director of the ATF was in Tulsa last week, and News on 6's Lori Fullbright sat down with him for an exclusive one-on-one interview.
Stephen Dettelbach was appointed by President Joe Biden last summer to run the ATF, and he is passionate about helping local agencies like Tulsa Police and the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office solve crimes that involve illegal guns. And one way they do that is with their crime gun intelligence centers.
Crime gun intelligence is just a law enforcement word for taking a crime gun that's used to shoot or kill somebody, and getting all the evidence we can out of every part of the gun. That means the outside, the inside, what comes out the front, and what's ejected out the back, the spent cartridge casing.
Those spent shell casings found at crime scenes get entered into a national ballistics database called the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network, or NIBIN for short. It lets officers and agents run a history of a gun that's used in a crime to see all the places it may have been used. It's like a gun's personal criminal history that could lead them to the bad guy.
All of these things basically allow us to focus our law enforcement resources on the most violent trigger pullers who are terrorizing our community.
He says it's a small percentage of the population committing the most violent crimes, and their focus is taking those worst of the worst off the streets. He says around 50,000 people are killed in gun violence every year, and some of those make the headlines, but many more of them do not. But they all matter just as much.
Families that are going to be celebrating the holidays without somebody sitting at a table. Each one of those cases is important.
He says it's easy to get callous to all the stories about violent crime, both locally and nationally, and to start thinking there's nothing that can be done. He says people need to say to themselves, violence against innocent people is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. And he and his agents are committed to working with local agencies to stop it.
That's the thing that scares me the most, is that somehow folks will just give up. They'll come to accept that they got to send their kids to school in a dangerous place, that they can't go sit on their porch, that they can't walk down the block in some neighborhoods in this country. That's totally unacceptable, and it's un-American.
Lori Fullbright, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.